Who All Gonna Be There podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat.
Hey y'all, welcome to a Who All Gonna Be There podcast. I am back with another quick recap. Excuse me. So, where we last left off, Donna is evicted. She went home 7-3. The only people that voted for her was Todd, Bailey, and Dennis, right? I can't remember. Dennis, I think it was the third one. I can't remember. Anyways, she's gone. Here we are. The Daily opens up today with the results from the HOH. This is from literally last night. I think they timestamped it at like 10:45 at night or whatever. So apparently they had a late night HOH. Whatever happened in the HOH, they had different, I guess, things to take, different options, because we know Byyyeee, of course, won HOH. Avery, we know, is safe. I think, it's my memory, I think that's pretty much all the information that we have from, whoever won what. So, anyways, it comes in and Spicy immediately goes to Byyyeee and they're celebrating in the HOH room. It's like, oh my God. No, they're in the back room. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited for you. Byyyeee, I don't know what Byyyeee Byyyeee is tripping me out, because he automatically is like, let me prove it to me. Let me prove it to you. Last week, you proved it to me. And I want to know, Byyyeee, what did she prove to you? Because she put you on the block. So he says, let me prove it to me, prove it to you. You got me off the block. I know you had to, baby, Dennis got you off the block. Spicy had nothing to do with that. Dennis, good and well, had already planned to take you off the block. Spicy is just trying to take some credit for it. But hey, whatever. So they're celebrating and they're, yeah, you're good. He tells her, like, you're good this week, I promise. He's saying that she's not gonna go on the block. Do I think he has the balls to put Spicy V up? No, I don't. I don't think he does. But he's basically saying, you had my back last week, so I'm gonna have yours this week. I would have been like, yeah, your back put me on the block and you about to go on the block too. But whatever. So then it switches over and Bailey is already crying. Oh my God, Bailey. I'm so upset that we don't have feeds. Because this girl is, oh my gosh, she would just be feeds gold. This girl is already crying, kicking pillows, upset. Like, she's like, oh no, I'm going up on the block. I know it is. I don't even know why I'm going up on the block. It's not my fault. My best friend went home. Da, 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 da. And everybody, like Avery and Spicy, are back there. They're like, okay, like, relax, like, chill. Like, the HOH comp just finished. I'm telling you, like 30 seconds ago, like, relax. And she is just losing her mind. She is just upset. Yeah, that's when we found out Avery is safe in the comp. Let me see. Todd is talking to Spicy and he's saying he thinks he's gonna go up. So he's saying, which I found so funny, because Todd is so quiet, but the fact that he was just like, all I know is if I hit that block, Byyyeee better make sure he shoots his shot. Because I was like, Todd is kind of talking a little heavy right now. I said, okay, I see what you're doing here. I said, okay. And we'll come back to that because Todd was standing on business. I said, okay. But he's like, he thinks just because of his association, when they had that argument last week. So when they had the argument last week, he himself did say something, about Byyyeee being in rooms, and he was saying last week, like, you are the common denominator in a lot of these conversations. So I think he thinks because of him and saying that comment and being a part of that conversation that he would put him up. Bailey is basically doubling out again with the girl. She was saying, like, it's so unfair that this happened to her. She said, my best friend went home. Vivek was the one saying my name, and now I'm the one that's in trouble. Like I had a tough week. I got blindsided and da 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 da. And I was like, you could have sworn Bailey was the one that was on the block. I was like, girl. Oh my gosh, she was so upset. I'm like, girl, you doing all this? You should have just won HOH. Then it wouldn't be a problem. But she is continuing to spiral. And if she hits the block like we suspect she is, yeah, they better give us feeds right after the ceremony. Vivek is having a conversation with Todd in the HOH room, and Vivek apologizes about voting out Donna. He says that he's sorry that he voted out Donna. It's just, circumstances. Todd was like, you know what, I understand it's a game. You know, it's whatever. Vivek says, okay, I just need you to know like you're good with me. I know you might have been worried, but you came to me in my lowest point in the game, and I had like you came and you reassured me, you talked to me, whatever situation happened between them. But he was like, I was very sad and down, whatever, and Todd came and picked him up. So for that, Vivek said, you're not gonna hit the block. Todd, he promised that Todd promised him that if he keeps him safe this week, he said, I will keep you safe if I happen to win next week as well. And he even doubled down a little bit later. I don't know if you gonna remember that, but he's like, the next 1 or 2 times I win, you're good. Um it was really funny to me because in this conversation, because earlier, I said that Todd, excuse me, Todd was saying he was just like, if he hit, he better make sure he get it because I'm gonna come back for him. And in this conversation with Vivek, he's saying, all right, I'm just glad we don't have to be rivals. And I was like, you said y'all are gonna be rivals. So he's like, you know what? He doubled down on it. I'm so glad we don't have to be rivals. I thought we were gonna have to go against each other. So I'm glad, like, maybe we can use this as a stepping stone to work together later on. He leaves. He tells him like, hey, no, you're safe. You have nothing to worry about. I do believe him that I don't think he's gonna be safe. But replacement 9-time, I don't know, because the options get way smaller. We do find out that they got some alcohol. The house guests they drunk. I don't know if they drunk, but they definitely had a lot of alcohol. Vivek, once he gets a moment alone, he's reading his letter again. We know he got to see his mom, which I'm sure is very emotional. Even after the time, like they've been in the house, 3 weeks now, and not to even count, like I'm sure they had them quarantined for a little bit. So it's probably been at least over a month before he's seen or talked to his mom. So he was really emotional about that. Let's see. Dougie comes in, and this is like not game talk. I thought this was a really genuine moment. Anthony is really good. You can say what you want about Anthony. Anthony does have a big ego. He's condescending sometimes. He does talk down to people a little bit, a lot of it. In the game. But one thing I feel like Anthony, whenever there is something outside of the game, I feel like he's always sincere. And in that moment, like Vivek was kind of like sad, and he was just like, hey bro, like, no, we're not talking right now. Like, that's your family, like this is, deep. And it was just a really good, genuine moment. They were saying that they love each other and that, they were just consoling each other because, they all miss their family. They're sad. And even after Vivek left, they hugged. Anthony even had a moment to himself where he cried. But we know like he had a lot of things that was going on in his personal life before he came to the house. So I think that moment kind of rolled over, amongst who knows whatever else, is going on in his life. So that was a really sweet, tender moment. I hope the house guests, I hope they feel better because it's always nice to see like when you can kind of set yourself outside of the game, but for them to have an emotional moment, it kind of pauses the game a little bit and brings it back to like real life. So I thought that was sweet. Vivek and Dennis end up in the HOH room, and they're having a conversation about noms, and he asks Dennis's advice. He's like, okay, so who do you think I should put up? What do you think I should do? Child, Vivek done told almost the whole house they're safe. Okay, he done told Spicy, Anthony, Kayla, let's see, Todd, Tola, Dennis, of course, is safe. Who else we got left in the house? Avery, he can't nom. So at this point, honestly, the only people, if he doesn't break his word, the only people that he has an option to put up right now would be Elijah Daily, Matthew. Even Matthew, I don't know if he had, I don't think he had the conversation with Matthew yet, but he did express to Dennis that he didn't want to put up Matthew. And then Dennis, shout out to Dennis is, I'm with Dennis, okay? Every episode, every daily, every little snippet I get from Dennis, I'm becoming more and more fan of him because he's playing Big Brother, okay? You know, put these emotions to the side. We playing a game. But he's just saying, he's like, do you have something with Matt? He's like, I don't have anything, Matt, but you know, I think I want to work with him going forward. Da, da, da. Dennis is like, okay, look, you can do what you want to do. But do you think that Matthew is gonna choose you over Anthony? He's like, no, I don't think so. But maybe in the coming weeks. In the coming weeks, baby, you might be gone. So it's Dennis sees he has a really good outlook on the game and who's working with who. At this point, honestly, I feel like it's so obvious who everybody's working with, and so it just really just depends on who's gonna get the power and who's gonna take that shot. But Dennis makes a very, very good comment to Vivek. He said, look, basically because he got pretty much the whole house safe. He said, you got to look at it like this. You were on the block last week and everybody was ready to vote you out. Like before veto, you were going home. I need you to know this. You were going home. So at this point, everybody can get it. You don't really have to promise nobody nothing. And I was like, oh, did it say it with your chest? Because you do not have to promise nobody nothing. Everybody was ready to vote you out last week. If it wasn't for Donna going up, you would have been on your way out the house. They talk about Spicy V. And Dennis points this out again. Shout out to Dennis. He says, you know what's interesting is that Spicy has told me like more than once, a couple of times, that Bailey has to go. And Dennis automatically, interesting. That's interesting. Like, if you don't see it at that point, if I'm Dennis and Vivek, which Dennis I think has his mind, whether I want to work with Bailey or not, obviously she's on the outs. Like, obviously there is something going on outside of me. So I need to take a shot at that side. And I know Dennis sees it. Like, I cannot wait for Dennis HOH. And I hope he secures the next one. Like, he's probably gonna end up taking out one of my favorite people. He probably is. But I am all for the game play. You know what I'm saying? So play the game, and whoever plays it better, harder, faster is gonna win. They do say that they trust Kayla. Kayla is probably, out of everybody in the house, honestly, Kayla is probably in the best spot in the house. She has hot chocolate. She has the director. She now has Dennis and Vivek saying that they want to work with her. Honestly, the only people in the house that I don't think I've seen her really have a conversation with is Tola, and Kayla name ain't never came out of Tola's mouth. When he did have the few brief conversations on who he would put up. Let me see. Bailey and Vivek finally go to chat. It's Bailey. Oh my God. Bailey is just basically saying, like, I feel like, excuse me, last week you were the one to wrong me. So you were the one that owed me the apology, which he did apologize. So she said, so like everything that was last week was your fault. And I feel like our argument was your fault. She's basically you, which is cool. But Bailey, you saying you to the HOH, you saying you, noms have not been made. You are probably going on the block, is what it sounded like. But you can tell, like, Bailey, I think it just might just be her, like how she moves. She's just hostile. She already thinks she's going up, so she's already like on defense mode. And Vivek has expressed to multiple people that Byyyeee is his target this week. He doesn't say, "Hey Byyyeee, you're going on a block," but he doesn't say, "Hey, you're not safe either." So he's just saying, they kind of like smooth things over. He's like, "Well, I apologize, for whatever action I had last week, and things just got misconstrued, and it's a new week, so let's see what happens, moving forward or whatever." Of course, we don't get the whole conversation. You know how it goes. Bivik did ask her in that conversation. He says, "Did you tell Kayla that I said her name last week?" She denies it, and then 2 seconds later, she's like, "Well, I never told her that, but then when you told me her name, I said her name." I don't know what Bailey was talking about. To me, the consensus is yes, she did tell Kayla that Bivik said her name. So whatever that is whatever. And then conversation gets cut after that. Anthony and Vivek talk. It's pretty much like it was last week. They have a nice little guy moment. I'm looking out for you, bro. Like, I know we had like our little tiff, but Anthony's like, "Do what you got to do. Like, this is your HOH. In my HOH, I did things like this." And then this isn't condescending. This, I think he was really he was speaking nicely to Vivek. He was just like, "This is how it is, when I was trying to decide who to put up." He does tell him like Byyyeee is his target. He's like, "Now I'm just worried about like who to put up as a pawn." Of course, Anthony makes a great point. Look, the pawn is already established. And let's be real, everybody know Elijah's the pawn. From episode whatever that was when we had the first HOH, everybody had pointed out like if there was a pawn star in the house, who would it be? And it was Elijah or Goose. So he pretty much said that, like, basically insinuating like, hey, insinuating that Goose would definitely be the perfect pawn going forward. But they smooth things over, and Vivek does what Vivek does, and he says, "Hey, bro, you're good this week. You're good." He doesn't say he's not going on the block. Do I think he has the balls to put him up? I don't. Prove me wrong, I guess. I mean, I don't want Anthony to go this soon, honestly. But I'm all, like I keep saying, I'm all for great gameplay. So we'll see who takes the shot first. But he tells him, "Hey, relax this week." And baby, we know it's been a couple times. What was that? What was that? BB 10, 11? Whatever it was when I can't remember who it was. Told Summer to kick up her feet and relax and then put on the block. This might be that situation. I who knows. But we'll see. I don't think Anthony's going up on a block, but we'll see. Let me see. Spicy, this ends the daily. Spicy and Avery are talking, and they are just saying like Byyyeee is so annoying. She's always me, which it is, because the way Byyyeee is moving, you really think that she was on the block and in trouble last night. If you would have told me, if I hadn't watched any feeds, any daily, any episodes, I would have said, "Oh, Byyyeee was on the block and I almost went home 5-4." Like, but luckily she went, got 4 votes and she got to stay. But no, Byyyeee is definitely a me person. And in the game, Big Brother, honestly, if you're gonna win, you gotta be a little me. But you gotta know when to do the me and then to do the like, hey, alliance thing. So honestly, her alliance is all the way gone. But Avery and Spicy say, now, if she does go on the block, we're not voting her out because which I agree, she's a huge target. Like, the girls honestly don't want to work with her. The guys, they already seeing how she moving. They already feeling some type of way. So if it's me, I'm not voting her out as well. And that also would solidify something, just be like, hey, I know, whatever happened with Donna happened, but like we proved this to you. We did not vote for you. Like, we are working together and let's get the girls to the end. Like, I think that would be a good, especially after Spicy sending Donna home last week. I think that would do some, smoothing over. Do I think she's gonna stab her in the back later? For sure. But do I think Spicy's gonna do it? I don't know, maybe. But we shall see. But as we know now, the noms, oh, I didn't mention it, but Vivek and Goose had a conversation. They were talking about home life. Honestly, they barely talked any game at all. He's gonna be a pawn. 9 times out of 10. 99.9% chance he's going to be a pawn. So it looks like the nominations going into the weekend will be Byyyeee and Goose. So we shall see. We shall see. And there is a possibility that Lexus would be the replacement nom if need be. So little, interesting to say, I guess. Did I think he would put Byyyeee up? Byyyeee, I do. We're gonna do like the rankings for the week, and shout out to Eric. He was just saying if he put these nominations, I'm gonna automatically put him at the end. And I would say at least Vivek is putting somebody on the block that is coming for him, because Bailey said, like, if she went, I'm putting Vivek on the block. She did say that. So at least you're taking out a person that is coming for you. So who knows? I don't know. But that pretty much wraps up the daily. Who knows? We might get one random daily today. Do I think we will? No. But of course it's gonna become Monday and we're gonna get like 6 hours of dailies, which is just a lot and too much. And I'm gonna do my best to skim over them to give y'all a quick update so you don't have to waste 6 hours of your time. But it's about to be my birthday. So like I said in the last few streams, if you guys would just like and follow and subscribe, that would be the great birthday present for me. I think that about wraps it. Next time I see you guys will be Monday. And y'all have a great weekend.